Welcome to the Halloween Spooktacular! I am your host, PerspectiveEnd. Yeah, the second one's better. And on this most haunted of days, I'm going to be talking about the most terrifying, most frightening figure in all of my collection. Generation selects Transmutate. Yeah, so real talk, Transmutate's episode scared the hell out of me as a kid. Transmutate is just so alien and creepy looking, I swear as a little kid I think I might have been happy that they died at the end. Reruns of that episode were the bane of my tiny existence. I hated every time I had to watch that episode again just to get my Transformers fix for the week. Which is sad, because now I think it's an absolutely fantastic episode, and one of the highlights of Beast Wars. Just a good, solid, tragic episode where something too pure for this world gets destroyed by it, despite and even because of the best intentions of those around it. And when I decided to do a Halloween episode, I knew for those very reasons Transmutate had to be the subject of the video. Well, that and Transmutate is still goddamn creepy looking with a face like the ghost mask stretched over a severed skull. Originally, I wanted to do this video on the TransArts Strange Friend third-party masterpiece Transmutate, but that just doesn't exist on the internet anymore. You can't find one anywhere. Not on TFSource, not on Show's eStore, not on AliExpress, not even on eBay. No one is selling these things. So I had to settle on the Generation Selects Transmutate, which I finally got despite Hasbro canceling all my pre-orders because their website sucks. But yes, let's talk about this unholiest of abominations on this unholiest of days. Obviously, this is a retool of the Paleodrix. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again, this was a stroke of pure genius. Transmutate was always a weird, ropey, gangly thing with no natural way to transform, and no logical alt mode to be made for them. So, turning them into a fossilizer who has to disassemble to transform makes perfect sense, and it leaves them with their unnatural robot mode, and the unnatural alt mode it always needed but never had. Seriously, I can't be more complimentary of this decision. Not only was it a brilliant use of a retool, but if fossilizers didn't exist, and this was just its own figure, I'd still be really impressed with this idea. And this being a fossilizer means that this is configurable however you like it. So, while the base version isn't the complete abomination it's supposed to be, you can work it into something a little more messed up. And this design really does lend itself to these alternative configurations. But I'm going to keep it stock standard for most of the video just because that's how it will come to you. And it's up to your own messed up imagination what torturous forms you want to put her in. So, this looks very cool, but it's obviously not faithful, even more so than the Frankenstein nature of this being originally a different figure would suggest, due to the colors clearly being done to look cool rather than accurate. The show model was tan and teal, while this is more gold and turquoise. And while that might be a little pedantic, and you might not notice if you aren't paying real close attention, what you can't unsee is that her color layout isn't even close. Transmutate did not do this thing where the colors faded from one end to the other. She was either tan or teal. It did not transition between the two. Now you are going to find me hard-pressed to care because this actually looks really cool. The new colors and the layout are a great combination. And the new lanky uniform body really works out, as they are both reminiscent of her, and it helps her fit in with the rest of the crew. But at the same time, if you are looking for an accurate Transmutate, while you can twist and contort the sculpt into a pretty close approximation of her, the colors will never look right. The head is the closest aspect of the character they got, and it may not be a complete and total home run, but it's a solid hit. Baseball analogies, that's what you came to this Halloween video to see. They managed to capture that haunting visage, that sunken, sorrowful stare, and shocking screech. Honestly, her mouth doesn't open what I feel is wide enough for maximum unsettling, but the ability to do this at all is yet another reason this mold was perfect for the most unearthly member of the show. I wonder what she was supposed to be like before her pod crashed and she was damaged. Was she always supposed to be like this? A creature who the mere thought of conjures nightmares, just maybe with higher cognitive function? Or perhaps she was just the ship's accountant, Janice, who became horribly disfigured in the crash. Was she always powerful, or were these abilities granted to her by a mutation resulting from the environment her pod landed in? Also, do you all realize that according to Beast Machines, the Maximals just left the rest of their pods floating in space? They jettisoned like 30 crewmates at the start of the series and just left them there to die. At least, as far as that show is concerned. That's pretty horrifying. As for accessories, Transmutate doesn't really come with anything. Like, you kind of get the torn-out spinal column of some poor defenseless soul that she can use as a club, but that's really just part of her. And outside that, she really just disassembles like the Thing into a myriad of smaller abominations for others to become infected and controlled by. But, you know, that's not like her thing, but so it's kind of weird to use Transmutate for that. Last time I talked about this mold was what feels like both a brief and endless 9 months ago. Time is dilating, I swear. But what that means is the first time I talked about this figure, I had not fully settled on my formula yet. As a result, posability only got the barest, briefest of mentions. I borderline said, it poses, and left it at that, so allow me to correct that terrible wrong tonight. Let me just start off by saying the joints on this are all much tighter than on the original. Head rotates, extends like Henrietta, and has more than average tilt up and down. Shoulders pull a 90, elbows pull slightly more than a 90. Rotation in and out at the wrist, and fingers that all bend on one knuckle. Completely unimpeded legs, 90 knees, mafia knees, and no ankle articulation. So yeah, this is relatively average to slightly above average in terms of posing, really only missing ankles, and a lot of this can change depending on what way you have this set up. As for transformation, now that I've gotten all this mold's undead brethren out of the way, I can freely say that as far as fossilizer transformations go, this is probably tied for best. Ractonite's transformation sucks and is boring. Wingfinger's transformation is at least not annoying, but it's too easy. This is more complex than that, but manages to not venture into annoying like the Ractonite. The transformation being the parts forming show lets you activate the my feels mode, and like I said before, this is kind of the perfect idea for a character whose body was always going to prevent it from transforming. Why did Megatron write off Transmutate because she couldn't transform? It's not like fighting in beast mode was ever a thing that was very relevant. And the resulting Bone T-Rex mode is kinda cute. Definitely murders the whole Halloween vibe with a kitchen knife. Like the colors and the new head crest just make this thing look so sweet and innocent. I suppose this gives off the vibes of what she's really like, despite the unnerving robot appearance. The knees are still loose on this, but compared to the original, this is absolutely fantastic. Outside that, I'd say that this is probably an upgrade over the original. This will likely appeal to a lot of people more simply because it's a real character, though it might also appeal to them less because this is different from how it's supposed to be. I think the new paint scheme is styling, and I like everything they've done with the figure itself, but I do find this to be a less appealing weaponizer because of it. I feel no qualms about violently ripping Paleotrix limb from limb and strapping his severed remains to all my other figures, but that just doesn't feel right for old Transmutate here. I just can't bring myself to kill this living skeleton like that. So she doesn't work as well for a fossilizer, but as a figure on her own, I think Transmutate is worth getting. Vampires, skeletons, zombies, Halloween! Also, it's the end of the month, so how about some end of the month shoutouts? If you want to shout out yourself, all you need to do is request one through PerspectiveEndShoutouts@gmail.com. That's all you need to do. You just request it through PerspectiveEndShoutouts@gmail.com. So when you decide that you want one, please just email me at PerspectiveEndShoutouts@gmail.com. I only say it so much because every time I make one of these videos, someone always asks me at the end of them how they get their own shoutout, despite the fact that I say exactly how every time. PerspectiveEndShoutouts@gmail.com. Anyways, if you just want a shoutout because you want me to immortalize your name in a video, then just tell me that's what you want in the email. But if you want a shout out for your social media, please include a link to whatever social media you want included, along with a screenshot of the page you want shouted out. Please also give me a description for it so I don't have to try and figure it out myself, because that's a recipe for me just calling you eclectic. Anyways, on to the shoutouts. Pelsity wants me to shout out their gaming and jokes channel, as well as their stop motion channel, False Convoy, where they have released a video on God Jinrai and Black Convoy already. And finally, their Instagram, where they take pictures of Transformers. They're also a patron of mine, so go give them some love as thanks. G1 Swerve Productions would like you to check out their stop motion channel, where they do reviews, animations, and discussions. First two, and they are both stop motion animators. Mixen, or Mix Bricks, does TikTok Transformers and Lego reviews. Go check them out. Happy birthday to King Kyle on the 15th of November, and happy birthday to his brother Bellboy today on the 31st. Happy birthday and happy Halloween at the same time. You have an awesome sibling who is always trying to do stuff for you. Bellboy's YouTube is here, and their DeviantArt page is here. Happy birthday to Ignite, who ages 1 year greater all at once on the 7th. Hope you have a great birthday, my dude, and have a great Halloween. Dr. Infinity has a TikTok he'd like you to check out, where he makes humorous Transformers videos, and a YouTube where he plays video games but plans to make some Transformers-related content soon as well. Supersaiyan Pota is making remixes and edits of Dragon Ball Z songs. Sixela just turned 15. Congratulations on being half my age. They plan to make a Siege Optimus Prime review soon, and I could not be more supportive of that idea. Gotham Swaminathan's birthday was on the 21st. Sorry this is a bit late, but happy birthday, and I hope your Halloween is one full of spooks and good times. Commander Cat is about to start making reviews and memes on their YouTube channel. Go check them out. Viktor Wilfong is making Transformers art on YouTube. If you've been on my Discord, you will probably have seen some of his stuff. Yildmon's birthday was on the 25th, so happy birthday and happy Halloween. And they wanted me to shout myself out since they don't do anything. I don't know quite how to do that, but I guess subscribe if you aren't, and check out my Patreon if you have disposable income. If not, I fully understand. Maybe just share my stuff with someone. Thanks again to Yildmon. Drow wants another shout out, Drow gets another shout out. Thanks for always being around, my dude. Happy to make you happy. Daniel from Spain is turning 18 on the 6th. Congratulations and happy birthday. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that becoming an adult is everything you hope it will be. Have a great Halloween, everyone, and that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please, share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.